I want everyone to be healthy. I want everyone to, not be sick, but I also do not want to go back into lockdown. Like, it's like this horror movie that will not go away. Yeah, just when you thought it was safe to hug your neighbor, the Delta variant. The horror movie where you wear the mask. I can't take it anymore, everyone. I'm exhausted of it all, but everyone be safe. We don't want you to get sick either. Yeah, what I like about you, and by the way, let's hear how many people are unmuted right now so we can hear your laughs. Good. All right, you guys are great. What I love about this audience is that you get stuff. Like I did a joke the other day, and the audience just they're like, they're looking at me like the RCA dog. And I'm like, you know what? My living room people would have totally laughed at that. And then I had to like shift gears and kind of dumb it down. You ever get a skid mark in your skivvies?
Yeah.
Christine Elowitz said that she had a week like that too. Yeah, I'm telling you, Christine. Wait, so did you, John?
I've had a week of them.
Yeah, man. Well, this happened. Usually comics, we need a little time to like let things settle. Like comedy is just tragedy plus time. But this literally happened. I left Salt Lake City yesterday, but when I landed there, I found out that my driver's license expired. And you can't rent a car if your driver's license expires. And so the gig was 100 miles away. I couldn't Uber. I'm like crying on the phone to Patty. And I called all the rental cars. And at the end of the day, it was just Joel Osteen dragging his luggage through the worst part of Salt Lake City. Oh, I'm telling you, I was in Skid Row. And you don't think that Salt Lake City has a Skid Row? You are mistaken, people. You do. Oh, there were no elders to be found anywhere. I'm talking, it was pockmarks and shark eyes and, the blue hair. There was one guy just yelling at the stop sign. I'm like, what? In fairness, that is a pretty negative sign. No one wants to be stopped. And here's the thing, like I know what I look like. I'm the guy from the cul-de-sac. But in this case, I have my laptop's on my back. I've got my guitar case in my hand, and the local dealer's just watching me walk by. He's like, it can't be this easy, right? That's a trap. That's a police, right? He's like appraising my jewelry as I go. And then I didn't have a car, so I could have Ubered. I didn't know where to go. I just started walking fast. And the only vacancy that I could find was Motel 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Downtown Salt Lake. Oh, yeah. Tell me about it, man. Keep the light on. Turn it off. I don't want to know. Well, here's the thing. I get there, and there are two guys in front of me who are arguing with the clerk because she won't let him get a room. And he's holding half of a credit card. It had literally been cut in half. And you've hit rock bottom when you can't get into Motel 6. That's like nature's intervention right there. So I get to my room, I lock the deadbolt, I put on the chain, I put a chair up against the door, I lit a candle and prayed. And it was all cool. I just worked on my laptop until nighttime. And that's when it turned into 60 days in. It sounded like peacocks outside my door. I don't know what was going on. It was like motorcycles, bass music, doosh, doosh, doosh. Like dogs. Like I felt like I had strayed too far from my people at Trader Joe's. Yeah, it was. And you know who was in charge of the whole party there? The two guys that got denied at the entrance. Yeah. They're like, well, hell, if you're not going to let us in, we'll just stay the night in your parking lot. Doosh, 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 doosh. Yeah, you can leave the light on. It was about 9 p.m. though. This is when it got scary. Like right now it's funny, but at the time I'm like, I should have called my mom more. At 9 p.m. I started getting knocks on my door. And I'm like, bang, bang, bang. And I call the front desk and they're not there. I called Patty. I called the police and just asked them, I go, don't come to my door. I don't want them to know I called. Can you just sweep the lot? Just put your lights on and all the little bugs will come out. So I finally get a hold of the front desk. I called 3 times and I told her I was afraid. And she said, oh, no, it's nothing. They just think you're the guy who used to live there. Oh, well, that makes me feel much better. Yeah, they're just here looking for Walter White and Jesse. Okay. Thanks for putting me in the cookhouse. You sure there's no room in the RV for me? And here's the thing. It sounds like I'm joking, but the people upstairs were literally making meth the whole time I was there. From the moment I got there to the moment I left, it was slam, slam, water, water, scurry, scurry. The whole time. And then this is how I knew, because I was right underneath them, and through the vents, I would get that smell. And it's so distinct. It smells like burnt rubber and taffy. You know, al dente. Blah. So it was too loud. I couldn't sleep with the peacocks. So here's what I did. And I was also afraid. So I dragged my mattress into the bathroom and I locked the bathroom behind me. And I turned on some white noise, you know, like the Bee Gees, Barry Manilow.
White.
A little white noise. And it worked. I fell asleep and I slept all night. And here's the best part. I didn't have to get out of bed to go to the bathroom.
Wow.
And check this out. I wanted to share this. This was my toilet in the background. And that's my backpack. And then this is the kit where I shot up for the night in the foreground there. You know, when in Rome. It's been quite a retrograde, John. Can you beat that story?
I can't. I got nothing.
Don't ask.
Well, let this be a lesson to you kids out there. Renew your driver's license. Or you could die. So yeah, it's very nice to be home. Extra nice to be home. I always miss the little things, this little thing like about Patty. You know, she's got all these little, you know, for instance, there's this thing where there's a magic trick that Patty does where every time I open the microwave, there's the same coffee cup there heating again. Yeah, so I take it out and I put my stuff in. I come back 2 hours later, bam, there it is, the same coffee mug. See, she forgets that it's in there, and then she just has to reheat it, and then she forgets and reheats. Yeah, so this poor coffee is going through radiation treatment. I don't know. We were on a walk, Patty and I, and this guy. I like people, and I like to believe people are good. Not at the Motel 6 in downtown Salt Lake City, but mostly people are good. And he introduced himself. He said his name is David Maximilian Sherwood. I'm like, like you could just feel the entitlement. Like even his name takes up extra space. You know? I also have a middle name, David. I just don't get it in your face. That's the difference. Yeah. David Maximilian Sherwood. 8 syllables. I was just waiting for him to go, the third. Do you have any Grey Poupon? You can't trust people with 3 names. Anyway, Lee Harvey Oswald, Kim Jong-un,
Go down.
Cruella DeVille. I could go on. Bad Wolf. Everything.
What?
Bad Wolf.
Can't trust them, folks. Yeah, I used to write a column for the Ventura County Star, a humor column. And when it got toward the part where the newspapers were bailing, they started sending me out on these video assignments. And one time I went out and I fought a junior Golden Gloves boxer from Oxnard. They thought that would be funny. Yeah.
Okay, let's
He
do
was
it.
he was 60-0. And I'm
Come
like,
on.
you're
That's not funny.
16 years. Somebody got that for me? Someone's in the back. He's 16 years old and he's 60-0. I'm like, yeah, how is that even possible? Are you like counting all your after school fights? And they had an announcer there to play it up for the cameras. First I trained, I like did it with the trainer, and then I fought. And he goes, and in this corner, Roberto, the hitman Javier. And I'm like, oh no, 3 names. It felt like he was hitting me from both sides at the same time. This kid, he was so quick. It was like a horrific game of peekaboo. Like boom, 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 boom. All right. One more. You know what? I'll save this for next time. I actually, I didn't realize. Yeah, I'll play guitar next time. I didn't realize how long I was going on my little Motel 6 story. So that's my time. I'm your host, Jason Love. Are you guys ready for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. We beat the 100 mark, so the show is viable. Thank you, guys. I had a lot of people email me to tell me that they had plans, they're at the Grand Ole Opry, whatever. And I know it's summer and there are a lot of choices, but my mom made it. So, hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
I got to hang out with her last week when I was doing shows in Arizona, so that was really nice. Okay, well, and speaking of Arizona, here's a segue. Your next comedian hails from Phoenix, a really funny guy. I've worked with him a bunch of times. He's works the cruise ships. Put your hands together for my friend, Keith Ellis.
Yeah.
Oh, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. That's good. Thank you, Jason. It's good to be here. I'm doing a Zoom. But Jason forgot to tell you guys, he was doing NCL, I was doing NCL. So I'm getting ready to do a show. He's not on the ship, but they have my picture up and his name, Jason Love. Everybody's looking around like, yeah, I guess I'll be Jason. I got white jokes. Yeah, I'm going to turn that show. Jason's going to be like, I won't have you on this show again. I'm thinking, because me and Jason, we do kind of look alike from a distance. And I like working with Jason. He's a really funny guy. So a really cool guy. So thank you for having me on here. The only reason Jason asked me to be on here, he says, Keith, let's make this in black and white. So now I was like, anybody have the old computer? It's good to be here. Yeah, I am in Arizona. It is raining here today. So that seems to be the news for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
No big deal. I mean, yeah, it's like it's raining. Woo. Yeah, we got storms. I'm like, okay, so what? So a lot of people are taking baths today, which is fine. You don't know how Arizona is, man. It's really crazy. And the one thing I like about this year is, since I do a lot of shows and get to travel, normally I'm able to check the audience out because I would actually walk out to the audience. And since COVID, things have slowed down. So I would normally walk in front of the front row, and then I would walk back and stand on the wall and look at the audience, and I'd look at the expression on their face. And the reason why I would pass gas as I walked by them. Well, I'm checking to see if they have COVID, because if they can smell it, they'll make a face. If they can't smell it, then it's like, you need to leave because you have COVID, and I don't think you should be in this show. Some of the ways I check things out. And then there's ways you got to check out, like, how do you find out who your friends are, or if your friends should be your friends? This is the incident that happened. I went to CVS, had a friend with me. We're walking around. He said he needs to buy some vitamins. Okay, cool. He's reading the vitamins as I walk back by, and I look at it, and he's got a bottle of 1-a-day vitamins. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm looking at the instructions to see how many you take a day. So I'm just letting you know I left CVS without him because that's how you cipher out your friends. It's like, you can't pick it up, man. Because I like because I always look at certain things. Certain people have certain remedies, and I know, like you see Dan Dirty. This, like I always think about certain things. Like when we were growing up, everybody has remedies. Blacks, whites, Hispanics, Asians. Everybody's got remedies when you get sick. And one of the things I say, my mom still does till this day. Like if you got sick or congested, what does your family normally do? They rub what? Vicks on you, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
My mom, she didn't do that. She rubbed kerosene on me and my brother. I kid you not. She's 91. She would get a little bottle of kerosene and she would just rub it all over me and my brother's chest. Right when we go to bed. No big deal. Then she would get a spoon and she would put sugar in the spoon and then add little drops of kerosene and we would ingest that. My dad would sometimes walk in the room smoking like they're not sick and we just run like, so flammable, Dad. Come on, why are you in here right now? Oh, my brother runs. I said, man, we need to run away. I don't know where mom was at, but I thought she wasn't in earshot. I was like, we need to run away. And he was like, yeah, you're right. So, but mom, apparently she overheard the conversation. So the next night she put candles by all the windows in the house. So let's stop this from running away. And to let you know, she started doing this when we were 9 and 10 years old and we were white. I'm glad you guys don't take it personal when I say that because I mean it all in humor. I'm not PC, but I am correct. So just little things that, because I live out here in Phoenix and I used to live in Scottsdale until I got robbed by a white guy. So I decided to move to a black neighborhood. That way, if I got robbed, I feel like I'm giving back to the community. I had a nice little spot. My place was in Scottsdale. I would go jogging in the morning, and in the morning there'd be a police car outside my apartment. He would follow me for 1.5 miles as I jogged. I didn't worry about that because he followed me all the way back home to make sure I got home safe. And I'm like, thank you for watching out.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh no, Keith.
no. Oh, man.
What
Freeze
happened?
frame.
Just freeze.
You're back. You're back.
Did I freeze?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't really freeze. A cop drove by. I wanted him to think it was a mannequin.
That's good.
Because it's like in my neighborhood, man, there's always weird things going on. So I remember when I was in Scottsdale, I remember taking my trash out. It was about 3:00 in the morning. This is how helpful the cops were. I took my trash out at 3:00. They sent a police helicopter to hold it like. I love you guys. It's beautiful. This alley is dark. You ever have those friends? You ever have this? You ever stole something, had it stolen, and you get upset? You're like, I can't trust anybody in this church. This is like churches aren't even the same. Like if you guys go to church on a Sunday, I'm old school. So we're back in the days, old school, you would go to church, the pastor would have a Bible. He would have a book in his hand. Nowadays they got tablets, they got iPads, they got everything. And I'm sitting there one day and the pastor's like, we're gonna go ahead and read from 2 Corinthians. And he's scrolling. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't know if he's really on. I hate to be on Facebook poking people. I don't know what he's doing. So he looked at the people in the front, the lady, and asked her to read from Corinthians because his tablet froze up. And I was like, if he doesn't have a good connection with his tablet, I don't think he has a good connection with God. In the church nowadays, they would do, you'd have an offering plate.
Oh no,
No.
Let's come back, Keith. We're gonna give it a second here.
Okay. Cross your fingers, everybody, cross your fingers.
I guess God didn't like that last joke.
Upgrade to a 9600 baud modem.
I do have dial-up.
Froze up.
Oh, you're back, man. You're back.
Okay, it's like I still. That's the reason it's going so slow. I have dial-up. So I just got my AOL disc today, so I'm trying to load it up on my TI-99. You never remember that. But I always think about weird things. You know, like everybody's getting on. Like I think they want Elon Musk out there checking out the Earth, and you can get on there for $300,000, so forth. I always think it's weird. You ever notice? You know, they can send rovers to Mars billions of miles away, and then they send photos back. But they can operate them from here, and they can take photos. They send back photos so crisp, so clear, so concise, so beautiful. Billions of miles away. But if you rob the Circle K, they can't tell who it is. There's some things that kind of get me, you know.
Freaking true.
It's just, life is interesting in so many ways. I'm looking forward to getting back to the cruise ship. I'm looking forward to getting back, because anybody ever see the show Cruise Ship Killers? I love watching. That's why Jason and I have to be careful. If we crack jokes, we can't really go out at night because they might throw us overboard. They're like, that joke wasn't funny. I used to do Carnival cruise ship, but then
We got 4 coming up. Let's go.
What did he say?
I have
four cruises coming up.
Oh man, are you on Carnival? Because the thing is, I used to do Carnival, and the weird thing about Carnival, actually, the ship stopped working, and they look back at me like I'm like, we don't row anymore. I'm sorry. I paid I'll say some things. I don't have boundaries, but I keep it clean. And then being in Arizona, you guys know we have the biggest roaches you've ever seen. We got roaches like 3 and 4 inches long. And I'm like, I lived alone. At one time, I was.
No.
Who's
the
roaches?
Come back.
A roach chewed through his wire.
All right, Keith. Hey, man, we are really enjoying the parts of you that we can hear, but I don't think you would like the frame that you're frozen on right now. Because you're a good-looking dude, Keith. You're a good-looking dude. That particular frame. Okay, well, how about this? If you could hear me, it's like somebody in a coma. If you could hear me, Keith.
Twice.
I want you to know that we love you. And we think that you're super funny, but we have to move on to the next comic in the interest of time. So Maria Rutters said, thank you, Keith. Awesome. So did Tish. Darcy chimed in when he was talking about getting mugged, and she said, at Motel 6? Done. Nicely done, Darcy. All right, well, before I move into the next comic, please circle this date. September 4th is a Saturday. Sorry for the big gap in the thing. I'm going to be on the road, and I just didn't have anywhere to put it. So and on a ship. So Saturday, September 4th, tell your friends. I keep saying that we need to grow the show, but the more we do this, the more I think if just you guys keep showing up, then to hell with it. We'll just keep doing it like this.
Come on, family.
I wanted to grow the show like for our own protection, and so maybe a little bit of that, just quality. How about quality? Okay, your next comedian is yes.
Oh, there's Keith. Keith's back.
Oh, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having me on, man. I appreciate it. If you
He's
come
alive.
back to AZ, let me know. Thank you for having me on, man. Find me on the Keith Ellis Comedy on Instagram, guys. I appreciate it. Have fun. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. Thanks, Dan. See you guys.
Thanks,
Good job, man. Great job.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, funny stuff, man. Okay, so your next comedian, he hails from Canada, and he was one of the funniest male comedians in the Canadian Comedian Awards. He plays all the cool clubs around town and across the country. Put your hands together. Oh, Alex, you got some feedback, my friend.
Oh, no.
Do you have headphones?
I do.
Okay, so Alex, this is, you know what?
Oh no.
I did not believe in Mercury in retrograde until this week. And so I hope that after you all talk to me tonight that you're okay and that your car doesn't break down or meteors fall from the sky. Or light a candle, do your cross. Okay. Well, how about this? While Alex is wiring up, as we say in the biz, Sandy, are you ready to rock it right now?
I am ready to rock it.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's shift. Okay, so we're going to shift to what would have been your next act. And this is my first time working with her, but I've really enjoyed watching her online. And she comes highly recommended by people that I respect. And she's a very professional person on top of it. She's a personality. I think it's a daily show on iHeartRadio. Put your hands together. Now, Sandy, if that's your wires, I am going to scream.
Promise it's not.
Okay, put your hands together for Sandy Stec.
Ew. Hello, everyone. And thank you, Jason. That was very sweet of you. I'm honored to be part of this. I'm actually happy people are still doing Zoom shows. What a weird time we're in. Like, I don't even know who I am. Can I go outside? Can I wear a mask? Should I? My last show in person, it was just when things started to open up again, and I had to wear a face shield, and everyone in the audience had to wear a mask, and it looked like we were at a Halloween party where all the good crap ran out. It was it was very depressing, but we made it work. Yeah. Mercury in retrograde. I believe that. I'm part of it. I bought a weighted blanket for the first time. I always made fun of those. I'm like, whatever. And then I was like, will it help with anxiety though? So I did buy one. I actually bought it because I wanted to feel something with weight on top of me. And here's the funny thing. I bought a 20-pound weighted blanket, and it is I don't know if anyone has one of those, but like it's a lot heavier than I thought it would feel. It actually feels like a drunk dude like passed out on top of me. And now every night I go to bed angry at the blanket for not having a job. So it's very weird. I also did not know there was different weights for weighted blankets. I thought they were just one size fits all. No, there was there was two piles. So when I was buying them, there was a 15-pound pile and a 20-pound pile. And there was a sign next to them. Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. I really feel like somebody just beamed up. Like, are we still here? Are we good? That's what it sounded like. I like it. Was that a Star Trek reference? I don't know anything about Star Trek, but I felt for a second like I was. Anyways, they had a sign next to the blankets that said, if you're over 150 pounds, consider buying the 20-pound blanket. And I was like, did I just get fat shamed by a blanket? I certainly felt like I did. But anyways, it's nice to be here on Zoom. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Usually I don't have my camera on. Usually I don't. And especially with my work meetings, we still have a lot of Zoom work meetings. And I got in trouble the last work meeting I had because I wasn't on camera. I didn't have my audio. And the big boss went on screen and called me out. And she said it looked like I was disengaged. So then I had to stop cooking my eggs. I had to turn off The Price is Right. Change out of my Christmas sweater and enable camera. I mean, these companies are just a little too needy. I can't deal with it. My makeup is so bad right now. Jesus. Sorry. When you see yourself on camera up close, it's a little offensive sometimes. I wasn't ready for that. Can we use Snapchat filters? Anyways, but I am happy because I live in an apartment complex, and the gym here finally, after like a year and 4 months, just opened up, and I was so excited to continue not using it. It's like old times. I just drive right by. I have a nutritionist. This year I started to care or try to care. And every week I'm supposed to send her my measurements and my like weight. I have to weigh myself every Wednesday morning. Well, this week I didn't have the courage to do it because over the weekend I didn't give a crap. I ate it was death row meal. Like I did not care. So yeah, I was too scared to do that. So I sent her my FICO score instead. Wells Fargo thinks I'm very thin. That's nice. I love Las Vegas a lot. I go often. I love gambling. I actually just heard that Las Vegas was going to try to have a cryptocurrency casino, which I'm like, okay, you know what? If I'm going to lose money, I'm going to do it in person like an adult. Okay, we're going to crypto crap. Let me do it the old fashioned way. With shame and a lot of ATM receipts. Okay. That's the way I prefer. But I do love Las Vegas. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. I love the buffets, you guys. I love the buffets. I always have. I always will. I'm ready for them all to come back. One time when I went, I was in the cab talking about which buffet we were going to go to first with my friend, because that's how we roll. And the cab driver turned around and he said, "Have you ever heard of the 24-hour buffet pass?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, there's like a chain of 6 hotels. You spend $50 and you can eat at as many of their buffets as you want in one day."
Woo!
Ooh.
I was like, "That is disgusting."
Where
How
is
do I do that? Is it like do I charge or is it cash? So they give you a wristband, and yes, you're damn right I did this. They give you a wristband and it has a barcode on it because you have to get scanned in
Oh boy.
like livestock. The fat cow you are. Like it is full on shame central. They don't even put you in the same line as everyone else. They put you in a separate line. You're branded. It's very embarrassing. And the sad thing is my friends and I really did this. We were proud. I think that's the worst part. Not that we did it, that we took pictures in our wristbands. Like a gang of Curves dropouts. We were just ready to go. Is Curves still around? That's probably an 80s reference at this point, but I'm not ready to say goodbye to that joke, so I'm going to keep using it. Sorry, I can't. But we really did. And then we went to bed that night at 7 p.m. in Las Vegas. 7 p.m. And not because we were drunk, not because we were partying. We were full. That's it. We just couldn't walk. And I had a moment. I performed in Vegas recently. It was like a 4-day weekend. And I was like, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to stay up past my shows. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to drink because I just wanted to have fun. It's been so long since I've had fun. And I had a moment in my room before my show where I laid out my pajamas on the chair. I put my vitamins next to the pajamas. And I put my sleeping mask next to that. And I looked at it and I said, "Is this how I Vegas?" This is how I Vegas. This is so depressing. And I just want one sexy Vegas story, something I can brag about, like the commercials, what happens. I want that. Most people go to Vegas, they get like a nightclub stamp. I get a buffet bracelet. That's what I get. Embarrassing. I had knee surgery a while ago. So I don't know if anyone's had knee surgery. Anyone I was going to say in the room on screen have knee surgery before?
Really?
Oh, you have? So a lot of people have. Yeah. What for those who raised their hand, what did you guys have?
ACL.
ACL? Anyone else?
I've had 5 knee surgeries.
5 knee surgeries. Oh my gosh. Can you walk? Are you good?
I'm fine.
Are you bionic man? I mean, knee surgeries are no joke, man. But at this point, like I bet you in the 5th surgery, you're like, "Don't worry, doc, I got this." You probably performed on yourself. You just needed a bed to lay on.
I felt most sorry for her. She had to keep up with me.
Oh, yeah.
That's care of him.
You have to take, that God bless you for taking care of him. And that's what we need. That's the best part of the surgery, when you wake up and then you can eat again because you have to fast. It's so annoying. I had to have donor bone and cartilage put in my left knee because part of my femur bone just came off. And there's no even joke there. It's just gross. I don't know why it happened. They said it's degenerative, which means my body hates me. So anyway, I had to get donor parts put in, which means there's a dead person inside of me. It's actually been 8 months since a live person's Never mind. I'm just kidding. It's been a year and a half. 2020 was a sad year, so that doesn't even count. But knee surgery. The only good thing, and I don't know if you had this with your surgeries as well, but they give you a handicap placard, like a temporary handicap placard. And you guys, I used the crap out of that. I was like, Olive Garden, we're parking in front tonight. I wanted to save it past the expiration date, but I was too square. I was like, oh, I don't want to get caught, but I think about it still. But I used to run, so I don't know. I hate running now, but maybe that caused this. So I used to run marathons, and I was never a fast runner, but I ran the Nike Women's Marathon in San Francisco, and I don't even park on hills, so I don't know why I tried to run them. That was a terrible idea. And I trained with Team in Training. So they're like, a lot of people I trained with were already like, they knew what to do. They were athletes. They had their heart rate monitors and their watches, and they knew their mile time. And I was all like California hippie. I was like, you know what? I don't need any of that stuff. I'm just going to listen to my body, and my body's going to tell me what it wants. My body doesn't want to run. That's really all I know at this point. It's not enjoyable. It's not fun. There was one point where I looked in back of me, and you know what was in back of me? A cop car. I was being paced by the end of the race cop car. And then a plastic bag blew past me. And I was like, now I'm being beat by wind. This is happening. Like, you guys really are the best laughers. Thank you. Oh my God, I love this. And I feel like you're probably mostly sober. Like, this is a win as a comic. Like, I know I don't know a lot of you personally, but I feel like what we have is real. Sometimes I get, the pandemic sucked. And if you're, I went through a breakup at the same time. So it was weird. And we were long distance, so we didn't see each other a lot anyways, but it's just a weird shift. I mean, so he lived out of state, and he liked to talk dirty on the phone. And I don't know how to do that. I don't want to lie. I'm not an actress. I don't have a script. I don't know what you're supposed to say. And it just feels cheesy, right? So he'd be like, what are you wearing? Pajamas. I'm wearing pajamas. I don't have a nightie. It's a onesie. I'm wearing a Snoopy onesie. Can you just stop the lies? It's not, again, it's from JCPenney's, and it's men's XL. Let's just get it all out. He'd go like, what do you want to do to me? I want to hold your hand. I mean, I want to go to a farmer's market. That's really what I want to do. Is that bad? What's your favorite position? I like the end of the couch. You can put your feet up. It's really comfortable. It's my favorite. When I was training for that marathon, I the only good thing is I started to take vitamins. So I'm obsessed with Viactive. Viactive are chocolate calcium chews.
Yes.
Because you guys, okay, you know it. Thank you. It's so good. So first of all, they're 500 milligrams of calcium each, and they are delicious. Already today, 35,000 milligrams. I am almost a fossil. You guys, I got the light. I don't want to go over. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Sandy.
Thank you.
Sandy Stec, yeah, nicely done.
Thanks.
Yeah, you could tell all the years that go into that kind of polish. And by the way, our friends Laura and Dave, they live in Northern California, and they said they've been listening to you for years on the radio, and it's good to see you in person.
Oh my gosh, how nice. That's so sweet. Thank you guys. I love it.
They're two of my favorite people too. They're good ones. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up while I say this. Oh, by the way, Sandy, Bunny Miller said she can totally relate to you. Gary Hartman said you're super funny. And Gary Albano, he's enjoying the show. And I'm going to kind of shift gears a little bit. Gary is the leader of a band called the Smooth Sounds of Santana.
Wow.
And they are so good. I opened for them at the Ocean View Pavilion in Port Hueneme like 2 weeks ago. And I highly recommend it. I'm on my own muting people, so you guys kind of have to be.
I have control too, so I got it.
Okay, thanks, Julia. And then tell me who it was on text so we can keep an eye out for next time. Give me all the dirt, Julia.
I Absolutely.
But anyway, I opened up for the Smooth Sounds of Santana, and they were, I mean, they looked like it, they sounded like it, note for note. So if you get a chance, check those guys out. Gary Albano. He's from Canada, where you would find a Santana tribute band, but the world, the universe works in mysterious ways. So, okay, now. Alex Nussbaum, are you ready, my friend?
Is the mic going down?
Buy in, folks. Don't buy in. He's a professional comedian. He's just putting you on. Okay. Your next comedian, speaking of Canada, see how I brought that back to Canada, Alex? He's a really funny guy, named one of the best male comedians by the American Canada Awards. Put your hands together for Alex Nussbaum.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. I really came prepared, but sometimes when you're doing something for the first time, which is this Zoom comedy show, is my first Zoom comedy show, so if you don't mind, gentle with me, because I'm just figuring it out. So far, I'm just seeing myself. I like what I see. So far. By the way, I hope you enjoy my decor. It is, I like to call it opium chic. So if anybody is interested in a puff, we have shisha. Anyway, whatever. I do usually, I'm not always happy with the way I look. I'm actually right now, I think I might do a screen capture just to use on Instagram because I need the content. I'll tell you, listen, I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but if you're not photogenic, this is the worst time to be alive. I mean, all of human history. Doesn't matter how good you look, this is not a good time. I'm trying to adjust. I'm trying to adjust to all the changes that take place. They recently introduced one of those signals, traffic signals for the blind, where you want to cross the street and there's an audible component, which I wasn't expecting. It kind of just jumps up at you. We're not, you press the button. Next thing I know, I hear, wait. It's like, oh, okay, all right. A bit harsh. It's been a while since I had my father lose his patience with me. That's kind of brings me back to the old days. Wait, it's like, I am waiting. I'm waiting for you to tell me that you're proud of me for some reason. A bit much to take, but we make these small adjustments to we always have to adjust, right? It's mask on, mask off. It's exciting. Who knows what's going to happen next. I didn't it was, which again, talking about like it's like all about the face, and then the mask comes on and it's all about the eyes, which is lucky for me because I have very soulful eyes. You can see that to look at me. And then also you're subjected to your own breath. That's a bit of karma, isn't it? It's sort of like, oh, this is what everybody else had to deal with. Okay, that's not great. But I push on, and some people have it worse than others. I have a friend of mine who's deaf, and he told me that he didn't even realize how much he relies on lip reading. And then when the masks came off, he was just so relieved. He could finally understand people. I started to notice that he was looking at my mouth when I was talking to him, which it puts you off a little bit. I got to admit, when your friend is staring at your mouth, you feel like you're just a soulful lean in away from giving him a big wet one. It just kind of felt intimate there for a second, but you adjust. It's good though. He's a dear friend. A lot happened actually last year for me. I had a pandemic marriage. I got married last year, and not for the applause. So hold that. No, we did all right. It was good. She actually took my name, which I didn't expect it. I feel like my rule is, whoever has the cooler name wins. I think that's whose name should be taken. Luckily, Nussbaum won. It's a good one. No, okay. It's all right. That's okay. It's all right. We're diverse. I'm Jewish and she's Chinese. So we're like the power couple of being targeted. But anyway, I don't want to get into that. Probably not the appropriate place. But it's great. You know, you discover. You know, you start to get to know another person's culture. I see she's from the Sichuan province, which you might enjoy. The Sichuan food is spicy, you know. She told me that's the culture itself of the people. They're like hot and spicy. They're quick to fight, you know, that kind of thing. And I did find, like, after I ate her cooking, I did eventually kind of very quickly, you know, went through the streets and looked for bare knuckle brawls. It affected me. It really did. We did eat a lot. I feel like we were trying to do our best. But talk about, you know, you're in a pandemic and you're in a fresh relationship. I mean, you're going to put on the pounds. I'm just saying that's just going to happen. You just can't get away from it. We tried our best. We started certain diets, like we tried intermittent feasting. And that was pretty good. Got the 10-piece bucket, and that very often a lot of protein. It's good for you. You know, and so it's going well. It's going well. I can't complain. This is my actually second time for me. I was married before. The way that my ex broke it off is she gave me the line, which I didn't know was a line. She said, I love you. I'm just not in love with you, which makes no sense. And it's kind of bullshit, isn't it? Let's not. It's like saying, you know what? You're fashionable. You're just not in fashion. That's all. You know, it's just that at one time in history, you were very much in fashion, and that time's gone, and so am I. You know, that's what that is. But I, you know, in this marriage, I did gain a cat. So I'm a cat daddy. I became one. I had no interest in cats. I wasn't a cat person. And then next thing I know, I had to get to know cats. I used to Googled about cats. I'm a big Googler. You might know to look at me. I Googled. I found out that actually one of the things is that they're fairly wild. Like, they're not as domesticated as dogs. So there's a lot that's like related to being like a big cat. You know. Also, they're just informed by fear. They're just always. You know, that's why the cats are always, it makes sense, right? I mean, they're very small, they have to be quick. So they're very always, you know, so you could be petting her and she's like very quick. She's like, oh, that's nice. But wait a second. It's like feels like she's like on security detail, like 24 hours, you know, she's just always petted the moment. She's like, wait a second, hold on a second. I heard a sound. What is it? Secure the perimeter. It's fine. You know, you get used to it. She's always on duty. You know, that's all right. But it is good though. I learned a few things. You know, you have to wait, let them come to you, kind of just, you know, let them kind of rub, kind of just, you know, don't force it too much. Let them create a little mystery. Let them, you know, want to come to you. It's really, I feel like a great gift for a teenage boy is a cat. You know what I mean? You'll learn a lot about how to kind of gently attract people. Anyway, just a thought. But yeah, so, you know, I'm a dad. What can I say? First time fatherhood. No, not really. Actually, if anything, if I learned anything from my father, it's how to quiet a child when they're crying. My father was very effective at it. We would, if I was ever crying, he would just kind of lean in and go, "Shut up!" And that actually would work. Eastern European wisdom, I guess. Very. And shut up! Have you ever tried to stifle a cry? You'll pull a muscle in your throat. It's really hurts. Yeah, so there's that, and you know, I'm just trying to live a life as I'm actually now like 51. I mean, there's no stores specifically with that in the title, right? There's no Forever 51, like, you know, with just nothing but racks and racks of tan slacks and Hawaiian shirts. No. I think I bought all the clothes I'll ever need. I think I'm at that point now. I shop too much on Amazon. last year. I think I'm one of the guilty ones. And you end up finding that you're getting a lot of crap. I'm thinking of like starting YouTube, just a YouTube channel where I box it's a boxing. I'll make boxing videos where I return things just to let them know this is a piece of crap. Watch me box it out. My boxing videos. So that's what I'm working on. But this is nice, by the way. This is the first time that I've enjoyed virtual laughter with some people in their various homes, and I am judging each and every one of you as I look. You know what I mean? I like some people, you could tell they're more proud of their homes than others, and that's okay. That's all right. It's okay to be house proud. All I judge people on truly is laughs. I do judge you on your laugh. I will say that. I do feel like a laugh can really tell you something about a person. Sometimes I've got a crowd and I hear a little something in the corner. I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? It's something, right? Like they say, the eyes are the windows to the soul, but a laugh is sort of like the doorbell. You know what I mean? It lets you know. Right? I have a friend. I was joking around. I discovered that he has a very creepy laugh. Like we're joking around out of nowhere. I hear, oh Lord! just picture him in a basement, just rolling a victim in some cling wrap, just dark heart. True though, right? You could be like I don't care how many PhDs you have, right? If you respond to a witty quip with it affects your academic reputation. They could reveal the most pious of popes. They could just pick a pope and they bring him out, and if he starts going like it's a raunchy pontiff. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying. But this is a good time though. I'm having a good time here. I am trying to. I have to actually. I realize I'm going to have a late dinner. I guess I may have to grab a bite somewhere. I'd hate doing that where you make that choice where you go to like a fast food place and you're like, you end up getting a plate, and then they'll sometimes have incentives. Like I went to like sometimes late at night I was at a place and there's like would you like to join our rewards program? Like. No, it's 2 a.m. I'm eating a meatball sub. I don't deserve a reward. Regret card that I could have. Well, I hope you have no regrets listening and watching me this evening, everybody. I'm going to leave you with that. Thanks so much.
All right, very nice, man. Alex Nussbaum, everybody. Alex Nussbaum. You got a lot of great comments there. Kim Glaser loved all your laugh spits there at the end. Julia Martinez was excited that you're a Zoom virgin. I don't. He's also seeing, WebEx and Google Teams. And Carl Moss said he's got an Amazon preferred parking. You had a lot of comments there, man. Oh, and Sue Bob Davis said that, and I'm sure you know this, that Nussbaum is nut tree. Is that true?
Oh, I know only too well.
Only too well.
In German, it is nut tree. Yes, thank you.
Nut tree. That's perfect for a comic. That's a whole bunch of comics.
I just feel like I got outed.
Yeah, and by the way, is it Sue and Bob Davis, or is it Sue Bob? They're not unmuted? Yeah. So maybe it's Sue and Bob.
No. Sue Bob, one word.
Sue Bob, one word. All right. I like that. Is that like where are you from, Sue Bob?
Right there in Ventura.
Ventura. I can tell by the accent. All right.
Oh, you're so cute.
Okay. Well, are you guys ready for our final comedian?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this guy who is on the latest time zone is staying up, going last. So thanks for hanging in there with us. Super funny guy. One of the, handful of people who've returned to the show. I think he's like the 6th one ever. He has been on Conan, Letterman, The Late Late Show, live from New York. Put your hands together for Moody McCarthy.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. What a show. How about a hand for everybody? It was a great show, everybody. Woo!
Look at those bad kids in the back.
It's good to be live in your living room and live from my sister's garage, everybody. How about that? I'm on. This is a little unfair. The rest of the house is very nice. Yeah, that's where I am. Yeah, we're on vacation. I don't know if anyone else is on vacation. So I'm on a beautiful lake. You just can't see it from here. Now, I don't want to start trouble, but my brother-in-law is a little bit of a hoarder. Do you guys, anyone have a hoarder? You got to get a hoarder in your life. It's awesome. They have everything. It's amazing. You can call him up and go, hey, I just bought a used pool table and we don't have the 6 ball. He goes, yeah, I got it. I got the 6. I got 2 3s. You want 2 3s or you want 1 6? What do you got? You got everything. But that's truly where I am. I'm in upstate New York. So I'm on vacation. I don't know if anyone else has gone on vacation yet. Here's what I learned. Wherever you travel, no matter where you go, don't tell the locals what you're doing. Because no matter what, they're like, that stuff's all touristy. And you go, yeah, well, I'm a tourist. You want me to get a job this week? Is that what you want? Get back to work all sunburned. People go, where'd you go? The Caribbean? No, I ended up roofing down in Miami. I was roofing for a week. But it is good to be with everybody. You guys are a great audience. It's funny. I've been doing a lot of Zoom shows, and Jason does a ton of Zoom shows. People have gotten very shy. Like in the beginning of the quarantine, everyone was unmuted, and you would hear leaf blowers and you'd see a refrigerator in the background. A Harley Davidson fat boy would drive to the refrigerator. It was crazy. Everyone's gotten very shy. I've done shows for corporate shows, 40 minutes. Every single camera and mic is off. Just me in my basement. Yeah, right. And they feel. I know they feel funny for me. And I go, I go, look. I know you guys are watching Bridgerton or A Handmaid's Tale. Don't feel bad for me. I'm watching a great documentary on meerkats right now. We're all having a great time. So it is good to be. I did something last month. I don't know if anyone else has done this. Again, I hadn't done it since before the quarantine, and it was amazing. I caught a cold. Did anyone else catch a cold? My wife is like, how do you feel? I feel awful. It's phenomenal. It's just, you feel slightly awful again. The whole house caught a cold, and we didn't have to go sleep in the woods for 2 weeks. It was great. It's like nostalgic. So everyone had their own quarantine. Everyone had a very, mine. Let's find out real quick. We got a lot of people on camera. We'll just find out. If you're single, give us a thumbs up. And if you're married, smash your camera. Just smash your camera. Boy, my wife is fed up with me, by the way. So this vacation's tricky. My wife, she has so much more energy. She's so much more hardworking than I am. She doesn't vacation well, and I don't work well. So we're kind of on a different thing right here. But the quarantine gave us a glimpse of each other's jobs because my wife is working remotely. She's still working remotely, which has caused a little tension because she said our home is a workplace now. And because of that, our relationship has to be more professional. I gave her a neck rub 2 weeks ago. She reported me to HR. I'm in trouble. I got her back at the parent-teacher conference, so that's when I got her back. Because I'm the teacher. I'm the teacher, everybody. I don't know if anyone else has young kids, school-age kids. They're out of school now, but for the whole year I was the teacher. And it turns out I'm an amazing homeschool teacher. That's my calling because my daughters are 5 and 6 years old. Okay, and under my tutelage, both of them are now licensed realtors. They've already flipped their bedroom. They're incredible. No, I was a lazy homeschooler. I don't know if anyone else was in that, but I was lazy. My kids didn't get any better at math or reading, but they know who Marvin Gaye is. I'll tell you that. I don't know if that's going to show up on a test later in life, but I think they're ahead of the game. You know, they're little kids. So we're on a lake. We're on a lake, and I don't know if we have anyone else as parents here. Here's what I learned: as a parent, you contradict yourself constantly. Just even when you're trying to do the right thing. So to get my daughters swimming, I tell them, "Girls, you're such good swimmers. Let's get in the water. I can't believe how good you are at swimming." Right? And we finally get in there, and then they want to take their floaties off. I'm like, hell no, you suck at swimming. Do you understand me? Floaty stays on or daddy goes to jail. That's what's going on. You cannot swim. I'm in New York. There's this garage. I'm sorry about the garage. There's a beautiful full moon out there. I wish I could show you that, but I can't walk around all the crap here, you know, but things are good. This year is a lot better. The vaccine was great. I mean, in New York City, I was first in line to get the vaccine. I was the first person in line. I got kicked out of line because I was wearing a fake doctor costume I bought on eBay. As soon as I was eligible, I went back and got. And I still have a mask with me, though. I carry a mask with me, you know, in case I'm around a lot of Johnson & Johnson people, you know, with their false confidence. They've announced Johnson & Johnson. They've announced you do need a booster shot. 2 booster shots of Pfizer or Moderna. That's the booster shot for Johnson & Johnson. I'm starting trouble. I'm sorry. I'm starting trouble. Hey, I'm a huge sports fan. Hey, the Olympics started. We got the Olympics going on, everybody. Woo! Yeah. You know, obviously they couldn't be held last year. But you remember last summer how starved we were for entertainment? I felt like they could have had the fencing. They could have had the fencing last summer. You see what they wear? They're built for COVID, the fencers. They got masks and gloves. They're double layered. You know, they're like beekeepers. And they're 6 feet apart, too. They're 6 feet apart. And they don't have any fans anyways. They wouldn't have been thrown by that. You know? I'm a huge sports fan. So last summer, now fans are now back allowed at all the arenas and everything. But most of the last year, as you know, there were no fans allowed. A lot of people were really freaked out by that, watching the sporting event with no fans. Not me. I ran cross country. So I was like, you know, I was like, good. Let them know how it feels to have no one show up for your event. I tell you, man, the Olympics always remind me what a dumb American I am. I'm so bad at other countries' flags. Like it's all a blur. Like, you know, I know Canada and Ireland. That's all I know. The rest. But I remember watching the last Winter Olympics, and which was like a lifetime ago. And it's like cross country skiing. And I'm from the snow belt, so I'm a little. And there's no American in the front pack, right? And there's no Canadian. I root for them. And so I don't know who these people are. I got to root for somebody. I go, whoa, look at this. I'm rooting for the guy from the Red Cross. What a story this is. I go, hon, get in here. Look at the medic. He's a volunteer. He's going to win the race. Oh, the guy in second place is from the Blue Cross. He's going to handle all the paperwork here. Was that Switzerland and Finland, you dope? I go, okay, well. Way to ruin the feel-good story of the year, hon. I hope you're proud of yourself. But I tell you, yeah, the quarantine gave us a glimpse of each other's lives. My wife, I've learned, works super hard, very, very hard. And she slowly learned that I don't have a job. I got kind of outed here during the quarantine, you know? But my wife's in meetings all the time. And I do these corporate shows. Everyone's in meetings. I never worked in the corporate world, and I knew there were meetings. I didn't know there were only meetings. It's relentless. I go, hon, I feel like I'm watching a football game that's only a huddle. Don't you have to break and run a play at some point? Hates meetings. If you're in people in meetings, they hate the meetings. My wife hates her meetings. I go, be careful what you wish for, because the summer after high school, I was a dishwasher for a whole summer. Whew, I would have killed for a 3-hour meeting during that shit. I was doing real work. So things are good. My kids are funny too. My kids are cracking me up. I love being a dad. I did this all late. I didn't get married until I was 45 years old. And yeah, I'm glad I waited. Because young people, all they care about is looks. But as you mature, you look for a soulmate with money. But there's a huge perk. There's a cool being a parent. There's a huge perk. No one. I wish I knew this when I was younger. Greatest thing.
No.
As soon as you have a kid, from that moment on, you get to pretend that your opinion has more weight on every topic. No matter what people are talking about, I'm like, whoa, 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 listen up. Hey, as a father, of two little kids, why would you throw a pass from the 1 yard line? I hope no one is from Seattle on this show here. It cost them a Super Bowl up there. Cost them a Super Bowl. So my wife is a foodie, big foodie, and
Linda Baker.
I'm not. I grew up in a big family. I'm one of 7 kids. Like, it's hard to be a foodie when you grow up with one of 7 kids. Like, growing up, we didn't care about quality. We cared about quantity. It was like, is there enough food here for everybody? I got to shove my sister out of the way. What's going to happen? But my wife is so disappointed because these foodies, they like to, every meal, they want to talk for like 10 minutes about where you're going to go. And then when you get there, it's another 10 minutes about what you're going to order. And I just want pizza every night, you know? My wife's like, what do you want? I go, pizza, right? And she's like, we got to mix it up. I go, all right, we'll go to a different pizzeria. That's what we'll do. Sometimes she goes, no pizza. Name something else, please. I go, okay, let's get some Thai food. Here's my wife. No, I can't have Thai food today. I had Thai food yesterday. I go, oh. I go, well, people in Thailand handle that pretty well. Now, the food inside the house is getting more exotic. And I give my wife credit. She puts a lot of energy into we don't have rice anymore. She got mad. She banished rice from the house. No rice. Replace it with quinoa. Okay. And quinoa is good. Quinoa is good if you put it in something that was already good. No one's ever been eating some random dish of food just going, this is a little bland, but you know what would jack it up? Some quinoa would jack it up. Everything's organic in our house. We have organic peanut butter. Hey, quick thumbs up if anyone here has bought organic peanut butter twice. I can't believe this product has any repeat customers. This stuff is hideous. Oh my God. Organic peanut butter. If you've never had organic peanut butter, you can make it yourself. Here's how you make organic peanut butter. Just get out your regular peanut butter. Okay, get the regular peanut butter and then pour oil on top of it. And get it all over the outside of the jar too. That's important. And on the bottom, get it on the bottom. So you have an environmental disaster every time you open it, right? Okay, then set it down, and then somehow remove all the peanut butter flavor. All the flavor. And here's the final step. This is important to complete it. The final step. Then take a $10 bill and throw that in the garbage. Organic peanut butter right there. California, you got a beautiful state out there. I've driven across the country. I don't know if anyone else has ever driven across the country. It's cool driving west. It's cool driving west. Now, don't drive west from California. You'll hit an ocean, okay? But good driving east to west because you're heading west. Every time you cross a time zone, it's an hour earlier. I get so excited. I feel like I'm from the future whenever that happens, you know? I'll just pull into a restaurant and go, listen up, everybody. You're not going to believe this. I've already seen noon today. How about that, huh? From the future. But I'll leave you with this. I'd love to live on a time zone because a lot of times the boundary, it's just, some little river. You end up with these two little tiny towns facing each other across the river, and they're an hour apart. Like, if you lived there, you could go back and forth in time whenever you wanted, You could watch Jeopardy on one side of the river, scoot to the other side and look like a genius. That whole town would think you're brilliant. The biggest perk, you could eat and then go swimming immediately. I've always wanted to do that. How great would that be? You guys are so much fun to hang out with. We're going to turn it back to Jason. Thanks, everybody. Great to be with you. I'm going to clean up the garage here a little bit.
Moody McCarthy, everybody. Moody McCarthy. Yeah, he was great. And how about one more time for Sandy Stec and Alex Nussbaum and Keith Ellis.